especially a 6-time world champ, Stephanie Gilmore. She won 3 events here in a row before Carissa took the last 2 seasons. Gilmore, 6-time world champ, looking for her first win of the season. Takes on 2 talented Hawaiians, Malia Manuel and Coco Ho. Malia representing Kauai in the blue jersey. Grabbing a little snap off the top. Running through the inside and just places a turn off the top. Now sets it up back to the pocket for the rebound. Down carve back through the inside. And more of a snapping turn off the lip towards the inside corner. Malia is having fun out here in the Keiki Bowl and looks to finish with a little 360. She'll lap her way through her opening ride here to kick things off.
Wow, I want to wave like that, Joe.
Coco now in the next wave. Bit of setup work just to get into some clear water. She'll sink on the opening carve. So advantage to Malia with a big start, running all the way through the inside corner.
Don't underestimate Malia Manuel and Coco Ho out here. I mean, these 2 young ladies love this place and surf it incredibly well. And as I was about to say that, this is what Malia did. Probably one of the bigger waves we've seen all day. That's just perfect timing for her. Didn't quite connect on that maneuver right there, but then I love that little bounce off the white water she did. Just showing control. Now she starts to really unleash some beautiful turns through the inside. So Malia off to a flying start. Knows she's got it though. She's got to put the pressure on the champ, Steph Gilmore. Put the pressure on her. She might make a few mistakes, and well, a great way to start right there for Malia.
She started putting the jersey back on in France, but then ended up missing this event, so just recover for this year, where she's looking for her first win. Malia locked the 7 to start, and a big first turn ends up going away from her. Not holding back, but couldn't hang on, and that small incomplete score will be in her top 2 for the time being. And you can see the QS there, Coco and Malia, 5 and 6 on the QS, to make sure they'll be back and running through all the major championship tour events next season. Gilmore showcasing that amazing style. Just playing with that float. She'll lay low to come around the corner. Little down carve and she'll hop out of there. So just a bit of a warm-up wave for the 6-time world champion.
Yeah, very casual approach right there from Steph Gilmore, using that footwork up and down the board. That's kind of more old school. But yeah, Steph could have done a little bit more damage on that wave, I feel. Just a little bit, maybe a little bit too casual. Kind of looked for the barrel almost right here. Was trying to sneak underneath it. So missed that first turn. Now she's got to play a little bit of catch up. Right there, real casual. You can see that back foot up and down the board. And then just a little smooth finishing turn right there for Steph Gilmore. So ever so casual. Kicks out of wave number 2.
Almost looked like a mini Jaws wave. She had a huge carve, knocked out Gilmore. Ended up going down in the semifinals. That's when Courtney really starts showing up as a serious contender for a world title. As we look at Gilmore starting to really move, blitzing the lip off the top, jamming it off the lip again, blowing the fins out, and right into a forehand carve. She is switched on and absolutely firing at all cylinders.
You know what, that last wave she caught, it only came in at a 5-point, and she knew she left a lot out there. A little bit too casual, you know, a little bit too happy-go-lucky, and I tell you what, she snapped out of it. Let's have a look at this one right here. This is where she really, you know, when Steph surfs with this kind of rhythm, this kind of speed, she needs to surf with aggression, and that's exactly what she's doing right now. One of the best styles, as you said, Joe, in surfing, but once this lady fires, once everything comes together, virtually unbeatable in that Carissa bracket where no one can stop her when she's on fire. And this is the kind of surfing I want to see from her. Not that happy-go-lucky, cruisy, sort of stylish approach. I want to see a bit of aggression come into it. I think once she's got that aggro, she's going to be hard to beat, that's for sure.
One of the greats in motion, Gilmore, a 3-time champ at Honolulu Bay, kicking out, fired up.
I think that went a long way in that score. I think had she gone a little bit more cruisy and sort of just try to flow with it instead of dominate that wave, it's exactly what she did. Started off with a beautiful turn and then just went to town on it. I mean, there was no holding back with all these turns from Steph Gilmore. That's what I want to see from her. If she's going to go on and compete with the Tyler Wrights, the Courtney Conlogs, and Carissas, she's got to have that kind of attitude. She's got to have that go for it, a little bit of aggro, you know, and we don't see that enough from Steph.
As we see that form through this inside bowl, making things look so easy. One of the best styles in the game, one of the greatest of all time. She can change things up in a moment's notice. We talk about progression with Chris in the last heat. What do you think Gilmore's secret weapon is when she can throw down at Honolulu Bay? Here in Maui, 12:49 p.m. So you can see it now going out for the rest of the day. Low tide, 6 p.m. with Coco Ho now jamming one off the lip. Fun looking first turn. It's going a little bit slow through the inside, but she has a finishing section, blows the tail out, but she can't hang on. So her goal there was to wait for a wave to break the combination. Now she has 10:30 to go. Really went for it on the finish, but she couldn't pull it out.
Yeah, it was a tough wave to surf, that one. You know, Coco was sitting there with just a 1.07 under her belt, Joe, so she kind of couldn't really afford to wait too much longer, using her priority on this one. Nice opening turn. That's more like it from Coco, but then this wave just lost pace, went a little sleepy through the inside, and was one of those waves that kind of run away from you a little bit. That's exactly what happened. She didn't have that end bending bowl that you need to just keep rattling off and get that bonus section.
It's really nice and glassy, so really fun waves. Looks like Coco is going to try and glide into this one. Set up, snap off the top, looks for some inside corner. Bingo, another little sweep on the corner. These things keep giving, another little turn. So she's looking for that inside ramp again. There you go, another turn, and then she's going to do the little hit on the inside for the last one to kick out. Definitely still some waves, definitely an increase on size, but hopefully we see the consistency stay with it as this round wraps up.
Calls that on. Obviously Jesse's looking at all sorts of things, forecasts, all the days in the waiting period. As we look at Coco's last decision, how'd you like this one, Potts?
Well, you know, she's got to get the ball rolling, obviously at the back of the line for priority, so you know what, she's thinking, you know, it's going to be hard to try and reel Steph Gilmore back in, so I've just got to try and get some waves, get that feeling, try and find some rhythm, find the ones that I'm really looking for, and you know, not necessarily try and win this heat, but just to try and get something positive happening before round 2 hits the water.
I'm worried that we're going to have the really, really rainy conditions, which definitely ends up making this cliff like a waterfall. And also the wind has been really, really strong today, and that's also what we're worried about. So, you know, it is a bit tricky out here, but Honolulu is only going to give what we get, and you have to be happy with it.
You just got to go back. It's try and compare it with her opening ride, which was a 7. You can see that wind just, you know, holding that wave up, making things a little trickier. Kind of missed that section right there, then finished off with a beautiful turn. So one solid maneuver right there for Malia. I don't think it's going to be enough. Steph Gilmore moves through to round number 3, Joe.
So Malia Manuel started off with a 7 as we look at this one now. Her last wave a 6.0, so easy comparison for the panel to call up.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, this wave a lot bigger, a lot more open face, a lot more scoring potential. So yeah, absolutely correct there. A point difference in those two scores, but Malia's going to take a lot of confidence moving forward. She goes into round number 2, and she's going to be dangerous.
So we could be seeing Malia Manuel and Coco Ho compete once again in round 2. Gilmore with a massive 9.5 will get the rest of the day off and prepare for round 3 action as she's fighting for her 4th title here at Honolulu Bay. So an exciting heat unfolding. Now we'll have a bit of a break.